Plants vs. Zombies, a franchise that has been out for years now. And out of all the plants they've came up with, my favorite is still Chomper. Because, yeah, you have peas, and you have cabbages, and nuts, but then you have the Chomper, the only one that eats the zombies. So I was thinking, can I beat the entire game with Chompers? Well, of course not. I don't have the time or the mental fortitude to do that. So, I had the second best plan to combine how much I love the Chomper and use Chomper plants, or plants that eat zombies. Carnivorous plants, if you will. So that's exactly what I did. Now, a few rules for this playthrough. No power-ups, no buying plant food, and no leveling plants. Besides the pea shooter, because that is a mandatory leveling up. Because the leveling up system is very overpowered. I mean, there's this guy that uses specific plants at max level to beat the entire game. And the main one, I can only use plants that eat zombies. So I had to do a quick tutorial before I could, get into the game. And on the final level of the tutorial, I killed a zombie and it dropped hot sauce for some reason. Oh, wait, yeah, plot, my fault. I get it now. Then this guy that's on something comes up with a taco, like, hey, can I have some of that hot sauce? So I give it to him. Then he starts yapping about a time machine. So that confirms that he's on something, you would think, but apparently he actually has a time machine. And then we go to ancient Egypt. Yep, that's the plot. But I don't have Chomper yet. So, since these first few levels have respawning lawnmowers, I just am playing Clash Royale in the background when all these zombies are getting massacred by infinite lawnmowers. And so when I'm playing Clash Royale, just in the background, all I'm hearing in my headphones is just lawnmowers ripping, and then screams of zombies. So that's the best way to lock in on Clash Royale if you didn't know. Then after day 4, there's a mandatory level up. This is the only level up that I'm going to do the whole time. And I don't use pea shooter, so it doesn't affect the gameplay. Then day 6 happens. The first level without respawning lawnmowers, I did try. Now when this level's playing out, let me go on a little side tangent. This game's garbage, with you having to spend money to get certain plants. Like Chomper, you have to spend $5 to get premium plants. The first game, you bought the game and that's all you had to do. This one, you have to buy plants. I mean, it was a great idea to have EA work with PopCap on this game. So on day 7, I chose Chomper. And I had a strategy. Just place 2 full lanes of Chompers and you beat the level pretty easily. I mean, it is the tutorial world, so it's not going to be that hard. So I never mentioned this, but the camo zombies are pretty annoying, because the Chompers don't really do well with multiple targets, as you'll see later on. So, his plant food would be the solution for this, but it only eats 3 of the camo zombies at a time, so it's still not the greatest counter to them. So just know, if you ever see a lot of these guys, I'm going to be having a lot of fun during the level. On day 8, there's some pre-placed plants, so I destroyed them. And then I realized why those plants were there. The nemesis of this world, the Explorer Zombie. Now with the Explorer Zombie, he just burns your plants. The Chompers don't really stand a chance. If they're instantly burned, they can't eat the zombie. So there's 2 things I have to do. Either let him take a lawnmower, or use plant food on him. Yeah, besides the Explorer Zombies, there wasn't really much going on, so I did end up beating it. And on level 9, it was just another regular level. Until in the final wave, I witnessed greatness. A Chomper killed an Explorer Zombie. And this newfound knowledge actually introduces gambling to my playthrough. Because in later worlds, I figure out that this is very RNG dependent. Then I actually found out a quirky little audio glitch where I could barely hear anything, and the things I did hear were just zombies moaning in my ear. It weirdly fixed itself at the final wave for some reason, so I don't know what that's about. But besides that, it was pretty uneventful. Day 11, I didn't get to choose my plants, so I just had to play it out. And going into day 12, I did see that the marigold loading screen was on, I think, acid. So that's fun. On day 12, 1, 2, 3, 10 Chompers. Man, Dr. Seuss fell off. I mean, yeah, day 12 was the introduction of sarcophagus zombies, and that went as well as probably you would expect. Day 13 was a mold colony level, which means I cannot plant there. but really doesn't affect what I'm doing. So I beat the level pretty easily. And something I've figured out is if you hover plants over the mold, you like shrink down. So that's cool, I guess. Very useful stuff I'm teaching you guys. Day 14 is another Dr. Seuss book. 1, 5, 10 choppers. Day 15 was a protect endangered plants, which was actually very good because I can have a sun producer in this level. And I did try to shovel them up and it won't let you. Yes, I am promoting sunflower hate. But besides that, it was very easy. I mean, I had almost 4 lanes of choppers by the end of it. Day 16 was the final Dr. Seuss book. 1, 10 choppers. And yes, the tombstone zombies have already been in here, but they're not really that much of a problem, more of a nuisance than anything. Day 18 was a plan your defense level, and it's the first level I lost that I could use choppers on because of the sheer amount of zombies that were on screen at once. I mean, look at this. So I retried it and then I did end up beating it. I just put my choppers further back in the lane. Day 19 was another mold colony level, and I could only have 17 plants on the lawn, which are both very easy ones. So obviously I beat it. Day 20 was a protect the endangered plants, which were sunflowers. So I thought it would make the level very easy. I did lose, so obviously it wasn't that easy. So on the second attempt, I had hindsight of where most of the zombies were gonna go. By most of them, just the first few. But I did end up beating it because I saved my plant food for the final wave. On day 21, they chose 3 plants for me. But I only need 1 plant slot to use chopper. So the choppers did unspeakable things to all the zombies. Day 22, it was a mold colony level with only having 18 plants on the field. But like the other 2, it was very easy. I'm actually having a hard time trying to find anything interesting in any of these levels because it's just place down as many choppers as I can and then beat the level. So if you're like, hey, this video is boring, it's probably about 50% the gameplay and about 50% me. Because it is the tutorial world, it's not going to be cripplingly hard. At the point of editing this, I have actually started playing Pirate Seas, and there is more to work with. So, you know, if this is boring, hopefully the next video won't be. On day 23, there's nothing really interesting. Besides on the final wave, there is a Gargantuar, and I do beat him without using a lawnmower, but that's about it. On day 24, which is the last level where I get to pick my plants, it is a plan your defense level. Like I said earlier, sarcophagus zombies don't really do much. They just get instantly ate, and they just keep on sending them out. Like they send 3 at once, and as you expected, they all got instantly devoured. The zombies decide to send out 3 more because that worked so well the first time, and then they just get ate. And on the final wave, an explorer zombie almost gets completely through the front line, but he didn't because we have King Von on our side, and we beat day 24. On day 25, I cannot choose my plants, which means no chopper. Now, besides the withdrawals I was having from him, I actually started off playing the level pretty normally, till I realized I can just place Bonk Choi right in front of Zomboss and then plant food it, and it would do a lot of damage. So that's how I beat him. And when he died, he dropped a key with a skull and crossbones on it, which is the key to Pirate Seas. If you got this far, thank you for watching and, you know, sticking with it. But originally this video was going to be chompers only, that's why I mention it. But I realized probably more levels than not would be impossible, so I just didn't do that. And then that's when I decided I like chompers because they eat the zombies, so that's how you're getting this video. And my next, I'm not going to be a Plants for Zombies YouTuber. I don't think I physically and mentally could be a one game YouTuber. You know, applause to anyone that can do that. I cannot. I've came to that conclusion a little bit ago, but I mean, it is something I want to do. I already have like 2 more ideas for Plants vs Zombies to do after this, maybe, but it's gonna be a little bit before I even get back to Plants vs Zombies. I have a few other ideas for a few other games, like Still Wakes the Deep. I've heard that's a really good game, but I don't know if I would play that because it is pretty gruesome overall, so I don't know if that's really good for a new YouTube channel to try to do something like that. Like, there's a lot of games that I would love to play, but I just don't know if it would be the smartest decision for a new channel to try to do. But at some point I will. And thank you for watching. And, you know, like, don't do drugs, because that's, like, bad for you and all that. I don't know how to finish this off without it just being an abrupt cut.